And we are live here from Darlington Raceway, where tonight the stars of the Sofa Racing League look to do battle as season number 10 comes to a close. Just 4 races left in the schedule. 4 races remain for these drivers to make their final pushes for the championships in their respective series. Of course, we have the different tiers of racing, and the points battles are close. And it is going to be a fight getting to the championship for all 3 sets of drivers. We're looking forward to seeing how things pan out here tonight at Darlington, the track Too Tough to Tame, hosting the Too Tough to Tame 208 here at Darlington Raceway. Welcoming you to tonight's broadcast, it is Dawson Allen on the call with you as always here on BRN. Almost as always, it's been kind of back and forth to me and Bogey. We have joint custody here of the Sofa Racing League, but tonight we come into Darlington. We come into a track that is notoriously difficult for drivers to master, and it would not shock me to see a driver that we've seen dominate come out and win this race once again. We'll see how things all pan out, but coming to you live here from Darlington. It's a daytime setting right now. I think the nighttime will come as the race runs. We'll see how it shakes out, but this is going to be our 8th race here at Darlington. And it's been 4 drivers that have found victory lane at this racetrack before, and it hurts to tell the rest of the field this, but the most recent winner 2 times in a row, 2 seasons in a row, is the guy who is on a tear right now in this league, the driver of the number 61 machine. That is Nathan Scott, of course. He comes into tonight's race on a 4-race winning streak. He has been unstoppable. No matter what has tried to sideline him in these races, he has come back from and then some. So we'll see how he does tonight, if he's able to succeed and fare well here, or if the lady in black decides he's had a little too much fun and kicks him back to the curb and sets him a little bit straight. We'll see how it happens. As of right now, his competition is Isaac Smallwood in the number 19 machine. This 19 car has been close to him in points, because despite all the wins that we're seeing out of Nathan Scott, he is still very much far down in the point standings. 66 points back with these last 4 races. He could still climb back into this thing if Smallwood has some bad races, if Lindmark has some bad races, Colin Bollinger, Jeffrey Armistead. Those guys sit ahead of him, and they've made 10 starts compared to Nathan Scott's 7. 4 races, though, 1 in a row. He is on a tear. He is going to have a miracle run to be able to take the championship in the elite division. We'll see how it shakes out, but that's the thing. Smallwood has been very competent all season long. Simon Lindmark has been really good all season long. Jeffrey Armistead's had really good runs at the end of races. He's closed them out. He has been the consistency king of this league. 10 starts, 9 top 10s for the driver of that number 14 machine, as he's on track right now, just missing a spinning 5 car of Tim Lynn. Armistead has been the story of consistency this season. He is not winning races, he is not kicking everybody's butt, but he is not finishing poorly, and that is what's really kept him in the title fight this season for this overall championship. Right now, I mentioned he is 47 points back of Isaac Smallwood, but still, all it takes is Smallwood not showing up for a race or having a bad run, and just like that, the title fight is wide open. So we'll see how it all pans out for everybody that's chasing that number 19 machine as we head into the final 3 minutes of practice. Here's Andrew Lotes. He is 9th in points. He was a runner-up last season, I believe, in the championship battle. He got to that final 4. He had a shot at winning the title, but just could not close it out, could not pull it off. He has had a bit of a down season compared to last season, but looking to see if he can at least turn the tides for the back half of these 4 races and see if he can just try to go out there, win a race, or at least do well enough to recover from what has been a season to forget in this 31 car. Currently 3rd fastest right now in that 31 machine. But another story to follow as well. The driver of the number 67 machine that shows up as 35. I think that might be wrong. That, of course, is Sean Walton driving that Toyota right there. Sean Walton, of course, he has had a great season. He has had a fantastic run as he has been racing this season in the number 67 car, not the number 35 car. I think it's just showing a wrong paint scheme from a different league. But he has been the points leader, the dominator of the intermediate class. Currently is the points leader there by 37 points over Shane Haar. And after that, it's a pretty big gap to 3rd place in that class. But Sean is doing a fantastic job this season. He's been really consistent, really good. And he is looking to see if he can try to close out and at least get the intermediate championship to try to promote into the elite class. And then the contender class right now is currently led by the driver of the number 1, Tim Smart. He is currently the points leader in that division. He looks to see if he can continue to build up on that momentum and continue to build towards a championship. And that is, of course, the driver of the 1 machine, Tim Smart. Let's see if he is... I'm trying to believe he is. There he is right there on the pit lane. But he's currently your leader in the contender division. Mentioned 3 divisions here, kind of like IMSA in that regard, having multiple classes racing at the same time. But Tim Smart by 25 points over Mark Szymanski, 43 over Tim Miller. Daniel Ray down 60 points to that battle. So they're also in a pretty tight battle points-wise there. So it's still anybody's game for all these championships here. Nothing really out of the woods yet. Sean Walton is the furthest out ahead in points, but it's still not guaranteed, not set in stone. So we'll see how everybody does tonight. Had a lot of drivers here at Darlington. 26 so far have entered with just 36 seconds left to go in practice. It's Isaac Smallwood at the top of the speed charts. Sean Walton, Harry Limmark, Andrew Lotz, Enrique Cucalon, BRN colleague there right now in 5th fastest for the 22 teams. So we'll see how it all pans out. We'll see how everybody shakes out as we get ready to head into qualifying. Of course, qualifying is important in this league. Points are awarded to the top 10 qualifiers, I do believe. Let me double check and verify on that. Actually, it is qualifying per the division, so the top 5 in each division get points based on it. So, small whip to wreck with Harry Limmark as we go to the checkered flag. That is going to be the end of practice with Smallwood, the fastest car on the racetrack. The number 19 has got some speed. Can he carry it into qualifying? Can he carry it into the race? We'll see. Still get ready to go out and qualify. Get ready to take on a single or 2 laps of qualifying, pardon me, at this track to see how they shake out, see how they're able to do, and if they're able to go out here and try and snatch the pole position in the overall of this race. Here's Enrique Cucalon, our BRN colleague, driving the number 22 machine. That Coca-Cola Zero Sugar 22 car. Making his way onto the racetrack right now. Shaking the tires down, shaking it down as he heads down towards turns 3 and 4. And this track is so fun. I love Darlington. I love racing Darlington. I love watching races here. Even if it's not as exciting, it's not really a viewer track, I think, more than it is a driver's track. And it's because of the amount of speed and the amount of on edge you are at this track and how thin the racing surface really is. Like this turn 1 and 2 right here, you can get 2 cars. You can try to shove a 3rd car in there, but it's not going to work. And then you get down to turns 3 and 4 where you can really send it down the bottom lane and slide up the track and pull some pretty impressive sliders. But you can also take yourself out of the race here in that turn. You can also end somebody else's night. So you're going to have to be really careful with that. So Enrique going to hit the line that time. It's a 29.440, which is the fastest time, only time so far. More drivers get ready to start posting lap times. See Harry Limmer jumps up at the 4.24. A 2.84 by Sean Walton. Really good lap time there by the number 67 car of Sean Walton. Andrew Lotz down 2nd fastest, and right there, Enrique going to catch the wall, so this lap is not going to count here, and he's going to slow it down. He knows it's not going to count, so he'll slow it down and ease it off the track. We'll now cut back to the 19, your fastest in practice, your points leader in the elite division. He is the overall points leader by that regard. The elite division, of course, is the top series of the top class of the series. It's elite, then it's intermediate, then it's contender, are the way they go down. EIC is the way you'll see it over there on the ticker. Smallwood doesn't need a lot. He doesn't have to be flashy. He doesn't have to be crazy. He just needs to have some good races, the next 4 races, and he can lock up the championship for that 19 camp. As he makes his way down the backstretch in his first timed lap, he'll shoot down towards turn 3. You'll see that kind of line he uses right up against that white dashed line there on that kind of seam. You can see the 3rd seam down. That's the line you take on the bottom lane here at Darlington in turns 3 and 4. And you might see him this next lap kind of get closer to the wall as he takes the fastest lap time, 29.146 for Isaac Smallwood. He's right on a razor-thin edge against the wall there. Almost gets it there off of turn 2. As he bombs it down to the turn 3, he'll head back down to that white line. Cut around the corner here through 3 and 4. Can he get a faster lap time? I don't think he will, but he'll try for it. It's going to be slower. Yeah, much slower. 29.403 for Smallwood in the number 19 car. But we'll cut back to the guy who's looking to go for 5. He's on a drive for 5 in a row. That is Nathan Scott. Trends are in his favor, but of course that means that he can be taken out on lap 1. Nathan Scott has been the talk of the town the last few weeks here on the Sofa Racing League chats. Of course, he has just been so good. These past 4 weeks he's raced 4 straight wins. Now, he's never won 3 in a row before this season. He's now got 4 in a row, and he has a very good shot to get 5 in a row with this track here tonight at Darlington. He has historically been very good here. And so it looks more and more likely that we could see another Nathan Scott victory. But there's still so much that goes into play in this race. It's no guarantee. They'll come off 3 and 4. We'll see when we get to the line as Armistead goes 4th fastest. It's not going to be a pole time. 29.303 for Nathan Scott. He is going to sit 4th now. Simon Lamar goes 7th fastest in the 51 machine. And of course, points are awarded for the top 5 per each class. As it looks right now, Smallwood's going to build his lead that he has over the rest of these cars. We'll try to find somebody who's on track. Here's Frank Sims in the 75, out on track right now. So that'll be it for qualifying. We head now into practice time. So we are getting ready to grid here. We'll take a look at our starting lineup for tonight's race. Your pole position goes to Isaac Smallwood in the number 19 machine. He's got Sean Walton on his outside, starting in position number 2. Andrew Lotes and Nathan Scott together in row 2. Row 3, it's Jeffrey Armistead and Randy Payne. Simon and Harry Limark, the brothers, line up together in row number 4. Colton Ward and Enrique Cucalon round out the top 10. Shane Haar, Aaron Stanton together in row number 6. Row 7 sees the 6 of Matt Morrison and the 91 of Corbin Hines. You got Ben Lindley and Tim Miller together in row 8. Row 9 sees Mark Phillips and Mark Szymanski, so a row of Marks. Then it's Daniel Ray and Tyler Watermullen to round out your top 20. And the rest of your field here tonight, the 70 machine, Dan Cruz is here with Colin Bollinger on his outside. Tim Lynn and Stephen Thornton together in row 12. Row 13, it's Shane O'Neill and Frank Sims and Tim Smart, rounding out your field of 27 cars ready to go racing here tonight. So we'll see the field get ready to roll here for pace laps. Field is a rolling. Now begins to pace down the back straightaway here at Darlington. So here we go. The pace car is off. We've got 152 laps ahead of us with Isaac Smallwood, Sean Walton, the front row, heading for the green flag. The Too Tough to Tame 280 is underway here at Darlington. What a save by Randy Payne! There in turns 1 and 2, that 83 machine should have been sent around. He hangs on to it. The field gets single file here down the front straightaway as we hit lap number 1 complete. Smallwood is out in front. You can see how quickly they get lined up nose to tail with no issue. But man, oh man, that 83 car should have been wrecked through turns 1 and 2. Going to take a quick jump on the BRN replay and go back to this incident. I don't know how on earth he doesn't wreck here. Contact with Simon Lindmark. You don't save that car at Darlington. You just don't. The fact that he held on to it and nobody else hit him is truly remarkable. As he now has to gather it back up, running in 14th place. We go back up front to the race leader. It is the driver of the number 19, Isaac Smallwood. Over Sean Walton, Andrew Lowe's, Jeffrey Armstead, and Nathan Scott. That's your top 5. And caution is now out. Out back, Frank Sims is around. I think Mark Szymanski around as well. That'll put us under caution for the first time here tonight at Darlington. We'll take a look at the BRN replay and show you what happened with these two further back. Looks like it might have just been 2 separate spins for these two drivers. See, Szymanski actually gets a little help there from Daniel Ray. And he'll spin back up the track. At the same time, right there, you see Frank Sims spinning on the apron. So the caution would not have come out for Sims. It comes out for Szymanski. Sims lost it in the background right here. He catches the wall and just loses it off of turn 4. He was already out back, pretty much, and he spun to the apron, which would have not triggered a caution. But the spin by Szymanski is able to give him a yellow flag to get him at least a good recovery shot. The field pacing right now. So we're double file. We'll get ready to go racing again. So we'll try to get another restart here. Sean Walton on the outside lane, while it's Isaac Smallwood on the inside lane. Your race leader has led from the drop of the green flag from the pole position. It's Andrew Lotes, third there, second on the inside lane. Jeffrey Armistead in fourth, and then it's Nathan Scott who is in fifth as we get ready to restart here. Coming around, they're going to hit the Geico restart zone. Smallwood will mash that gas pedal when he chooses to, which will be now, and that'll put us back to the green flag. And you'll see some problems here. The thing about restarts here at Darlington, tires are going to matter. You can already see Colton Ward going to be 3 wide for a second. They back out to let the 18 get it gathered up. They're still tight on each other here in the back half of this field. But restarts are going to be a key as there's a car around. Dane Cruz is around. Caution back out. Tim Lynn is around in front of Tyler Watermolen. And we go back under the yellow flag. We'll take a look at the BRN replay to see how Dane Cruz got sent around the number 70 machine. This wreck very much stems from that incident with Colton Ward having a bad restart. You'll see right here just the checkup. Alan Bollinger and Dane Cruz just make contact here in the middle of the corner. Tyler Waterman checking up, and then Tim Lynn nowhere to go. Gets in the back of Dane Cruz. I'd say saves him too, though. If anything, Dane Cruz getting spun there by Tim Lynn and Tyler Watermolen. It's a blessing in disguise. Instead of going head first into that inside wall, just a harmless spin afterwards, because he could have easily been sent down the track into the wall, but the extra hit keeps him from going further. But still, as you'll see it right here on the backstretch camera. Semi-harmless spin for those two cars there, the 70 and the 5. And they'll get back rolling, and we'll see how things shake out. I would imagine they might come to pit road, try to get any damage repaired if there's any damage, and just see how things are looking on their cars. So we're double file, getting ready to go back racing. Top 5 has remained the same just about. Nathan Scott got passed by Simon Lindmark, so now he slots in 5th as we get ready to go back racing. Race truck will dive off. Smallwood once again leads this field back to green and back to racing. Green flag flies, back underway here at Darlington. Another bad restart further back. I think that's the 13 of Daniel Ray, who did not get a good launch. They're stacking up a bit here through 1 and 2 once again. Oh, Limar gets ahead of Armistead there for 4th place. Oh, Harry Limar gets the wall there in 3 and 4. So come off the front straightaway, heading back for turn number 1. Smallwood is still not really pulling away this time. Oh, and Walton got the wall there through turn 2. Smallwood will start trying to build this gap once again. Ooh, Harry Limar can bring a Kugel on about went down. Gather it up. Limmark on the inside of Aaron Stanton here for 8th place. Still racing. Limmark's going to have to give that up. And he does. Field mostly kind of settling things down. Ben Lindley dropping back after having a bad turn 4. Now Bollinger trying to get the inside of Matt Morrison. Can't quite get there. Really starting to just kind of settle in. Drivers kind of single file for the most part. Nathan Scott trying to make a move on Simon Lindmark. Ooh, Sean Walton knocks the wall down the exit turn 4. Costs him time to the leader. He's able to hold on to second for now. Things are really just kind of... really eased out. Nathan Scott trying to make moves here. Stuck behind Simon Lindmark. Really going to start seeing some more cars struggling. Had a car spin in the backstretch, no caution. It was Frank Sims. Scott just putting pressure on Lindmark here for this position. And of course, we still have a stage caution coming up. It's going to be lap 38, so about 14 laps this next time by. Really kind of heating up just further back. Randy Payne, Colin Bollinger battling for 12th place. This would not be a battle for points for the stage. Here comes. Oh, spinning on the front stretch. Ben Lindley, the 89. He's around into the inside wall by himself. No caution will come out because of this. But lost time for the 89. This hill drop back. Now the battle for second starting to heat up. Nathan Scott putting pressure on Simon Lindmark now. Got side by side for 16th place. Pardon me. This is Matt Morrison, Mark Phillips, side by side. It's going to be Morrison getting by in the inside lane. See here, Lindmark putting pressure on Loads as Scott has dropped back from this battle. Here comes Loads on the inside as Walton is in the wall once again. Lotes on the bottom lane, coming by. At least trying to get by. Is now Lotes in the wall. Walton trying to cross back over to the inside. Simon Limerick right there. This battle for second really intensifying now. Now Lindmark on the back bumper trying to get the inside of Walton. Here comes Lindmark on the inside. Lindmark clear of Walton. You see back here Jeffrey Armistead getting by Nathan Scott on the inside lane. Armistead not able to get the pass off as Scott takes a head off of the corner. Side by side. Scott and Walton just about making contact there. Cars in the wall up ahead. I think it might have been Lindmark scraping the wall there. Or actually, that's the 48 car. That is Stephen Thornton from the 48. Currently a lap down. The first car lap down in 23rd place. Will get his lap back if another car doesn't get lapped. Tim Miller actually getting lapped right now, possibly by Smallwood. With just 2 laps to go in the stage. Battles continue to heat up around this racetrack. People starting to struggle here as they make their way around, but coming to what will be the white flag here of the stage. Simon Limmark going to try to get to the inside of Andrew Lotes. This is for second, and this is for points here. This battle between the 51 and 31. Side by side down the front stretch they go. Simon to the inside. Lotes on the outside. Simon going to send it into turn 1, slide up in front. He'll take over second place. He'll take second in the points for the Elite Division. But can he hold it for this final corner? Cars in the wall in the background, heading for 3 and 4. Up ahead, Isaac Smallwood coming through 3 and 4. He's going to take home the stage win. And the battle out back, Simon Limmark is going to hang on to it and take second here in the stage. Caution is out for this stage caution here. And you see the top 10 here on the ticker. Great battle there at the end for that second place spot. The longer the run gets, of course, the more tire wear and the more back and forth it gives. And that's what we saw out of these drivers here. We'll see if they continue it into the second half of this race. But Isaac Smallwood, your stage winner. So the field is going to come back behind the pace truck. And upon doing that, they'll likely come to pit lane this time. See Smallwood will lead the field down pit road. The field is on pit road. Tires, fuel, everything in between. For Smallwood with the first stall and leading the field onto pit road, he will be the first off. Pit lane, Simon Lemark, Andrew Loads, Nathan Scott, Sean Walton are the top 5 as they roll off of pit road. Business picked up there at the end of the stage as we got towards the end of a tire run. Would expect more of the same to come from the end of this race. Double file. Getting ready to go racing. Field is in the hands of Isaac Smallwood once again. With Simon Limerick now starting outside of row 1. Andrew Loates, Nathan Scott, Sean Walton, the top 5 coming back to the green flag here. Smallwood going to hit the restart zone, mash the gas, and we're back to racing here at Darlington. See how quickly they're getting clear for the most part as now the two Coca-Cola machines side by side. It's Walton, it's Kukulon, Armisen trying to find a way through, can't quite find a way through. He'll tuck back in line. Side by side they go into turn number 1. Walton on the outside lane is going to get the advantage and take off ahead of Kukulon. Side by side back here, Shane Harr on the outside of Colin Bolger, who's trying to keep pushing forward. The number 53 machine started 22nd in tonight's race. He's trying to push back forward. Meanwhile, the guy right behind him, Randy Payne, started this race in 6th, had a near spin, a near accident on lap 1. He recovered, he saved the car, but now he's got to fight to save the spots that he lost and try to climb and get them back. 13th place running right now. He's got a little bit of a ways to go, but still in a good position thus far. Car on the wall right there for a second. Sean Walton grazing the wall through 1 and 2. Colton Ward, I think, gets on the exit of turn number 2. And shocking, Nathan Scott is up to 2nd through all of this. Here comes Loates to the inside of Lindmark. Armistead trying to find a way around, as well as Kukulon. There is Harry Lindmark to the inside of Colton Ward through 3 and 4. A lot of side-by-side here now as Lindmark and Kukulon battle it out. Kukulon gets to 5th place. see Armistead trying to find his way around that number. Oh, contact! Ward almost gets spun at the same time off Corbin Hines' bumper. Harry Lindmark and Jeffrey Armistead were door to door. Colton Ward about went around the front stretch. But we're still good. We stay green. On the wall again. I've had more cars just kind of scraping the wall there through 2. And the good thing about the next gen in that regard is the fact that they can hit the wall. They can get up against it with no problem. Just they don't really want to be buried up against the wall, because if you get buried against the wall, you might take yourself out. Are fading back in the field right now. Loose on the exit of 4. Shane Haar, he drops back to 20th place now. He was up near the top 10. Take a quick jump back. It was on the exit of turn 4. Actually, contact there with Randy Payne. Gets the 7-car around. But he gathers it up pretty quickly and saves it. We stay green. We've had 3 cars DNF from this race. Frank Sims, Tyler Watermole, and Ben Lindley all out of it here. You got 1 lap down. That's Shane O'Neill. 23 cars currently on the lead lap in this race. As they make their way off of turn number 2, heading down the bowling backstretch here. And the battle for the lead, it's starting to heat up a little bit here. Smallwood has been uncontested for the first 52 laps of this race, but now in his rear view mirror, he can see the car coming. It is the number 61, Nathan Scott, the most dangerous man in Darlington. He has tangoed with the lady in black. He might have even been married to her at some point, but he has got this track figured out like the back of his hand. And of course, Scott is chasing history. He is chasing 5 in a row here in the Sofa Racing League, which I believe would be the first ever time a driver has gone 5 in a row in this league. I'll verify that real quick, but I would not be shocked if that is the case. So we're going to go through each season and make sure, because like I said, I believe that is the case. We've had people go 2 in a row. We've had people go, I think 2 in a row was the max before the stretch that we've seen Nathan Scott start up. I believe that's been the case, is no driver has really gone truly 3 in a row. We've had a lot of times when they've gone 2 in a row, 2 in a row, 2 in a row. Never has a driver gone 3 in a row before this stretch. And Nathan Scott has hit 4 wins in a row. Actually, guys, Smallwood did it back in season number 9 last season. Scott's matched it. He wants to break it. He wants to go for win number 5 tonight. And he pounds the wall there on the exit of turn number 2. So we'll see what he can do. But right now we have a traffic jam from 6th place on back. I think Simon Lindmark has been kind of slower than everybody else, and that is really stacking this field up. Colin Bolger able to get the move for 7th place there on Harry Lindmark, but Simon is 2 seconds back of Enrique Gugelon in 5th, and everybody else, you can see this train goes all the way back to, I believe, maybe all the way back to Aaron Stanton in 16th, so 6th to 16th. About 10 cars in this train right here as they make their way around the track. See how it shakes out for the field trying to get around that number 51 car. See Harry Limar dropping another spot back to Jeffrey Armistead. Dane Cruz getting by Colton Ward further back here. Really just have this kind of train going on right now. It's kind of spacing out a little bit as more cars kind of settling back in or hitting where their strides are. Oh, Dane Cruz a little loose on exit turn 2. He gets it up and now tries to get to the inside of Randy Payne. Couldn't get there. As Harry Limar trying again on Jeffrey Armistead. Oh, Armistead about catches the wall on the exit at turn 4. Here comes Harry Limar to his back bumper. Does he try it again? Here in turn 1, he does not. He stays in line with the 14 car. Now everybody really starting to settle into their groove here. 21 laps into this run since the stage caution. Taking it easy for the most part. Not really trying to push too hard. Trying to at least get a longer run going so they can get ready when they have to come down pit lane next time and get tires. Of course, pit lane here is so treacherous. It's so dangerous. Shakes out for our field. Oh, wrecking! Randy Payne is around in front of Dane Cruz. Big hit there. That, I believe, is the 73 of Mark Phillips. Heavy damage to the 73 into the outside wall. This, I believe, will draw a caution. And it does. Yellow flag flies. Big hit for the 73. That's going to end his night more than likely. Same for Randy Payne in the 83. Done so well to recover. And he's going to end up on the shelf, likely for the rest of this race. Take you back with the BRN replay and show you what happened to Randy Payne to set this one off. Off of turn 2, just gets loose, overcorrects. Dane Cruz right there on the outside wall, so he gets tagged. And Mark Phillips just trying to get by. Nowhere to go for the 73 car. Right on board with Mark Phillips. Kills the right front. See down the backstretch here. Top of your screen. A3 gets loose into the outside wall, and then right here, Mark Phillips trying to miss it. Instead, kills the right front, and up into the outside wall he goes, which will end his night. Field now does not have to worry about green flag stuff for this time being. Field pulls into their pit stalls. You can see everybody take 4 tires, top off on fuel all the way, and then get back rolling. Looks like it might have been Nathan Scott who got out ahead. Scott is scored the leader, just barely ahead, and that's how this race turns over on its head. Under caution, Nathan Scott takes the race lead away from Isaac Smallwood. Enrique Cucalon is off third. Then it's Simon Limerick, then Jeffrey Armistead. And a shakeup at the front of the field. So we'll go double file, and now the first new leader of the night, it is the 61 of Nathan Scott, on his quest to extend 2 streaks of his for wins at Darlington, looking for his 3rd in a row at this racetrack, proving that it's not really too tough to tame for him. On the flip side, too, 5 straight wins this season. If he can take home the checkered flag here tonight, that would mean 5 straight races in victory lane. Winning at Pocono before the winter break, and he came back from that winter break and has not missed a beat. 3 straight from Atlanta, Dover, and Michigan. He looks to top it off here with another victory to make it 5 in a row. But he's got Isaac Smallwood, who's been the fastest car tonight, the race leader, the pole sitter. Can he do something? Being taken out of that clean air for the first time tonight. We'll see what happens. Scott is the control car, heading for the restart zone. He'll manage the gas, put us back to racing. Let's go! Side by side, they're going to be for 3rd. It's Simon Limerick in the 51, Enrique Cucalon in the 22, as they make their way through 1 and 2. Now on fresh tires, everybody got to be really careful not to overdrive it. Cars hitting the wall, everybody fanning out trying to miss it, but it's Nathan Scott out ahead. Stacking up 3 wide here, Corbin Hines, Colton Ward, and Sean Walton. Just for a second they settle back down into 2 wide. Hines working the inside, that number 91 Skittles Chevy Camaro to the inside now, fading back behind Sean Walton as they make their way through 1 and 2. Andrew Loth looking for a top 10 spot right now on Colton Ward in the 18 machine. Colton Ward has had his handful today in this car, and he's still got a long way to go. For the halfway point in this race, of course, lap 51, so we're on the back half of this race. These drivers are starting to maybe feel a little bit. See Sean Walton once again catching the outside wall on that number 35 car. As they continue to make their way around the track. Up ahead, tight battle between Simon Limerick for 3rd. There's Harry Limerick in 4th. Enrique Cucalon having a great run tonight in this 22 camp. They are having a great... Oh, no! I had to say something! I just had to say something! He keeps it from dropping further back than just 1 spot. But, man, I was just hyping him up. He drops back to 6th now as Colin Bollinger takes a 2 for 1. He gets by both Cucalon and then Harry Lidmark. He'll take over 4th place from these 2 drivers now, setting his sights on Simon Lidmark in 3rd. Up ahead, it's Nathan Scott controlling this field so far. He's got Isaac Smallwood, who's not losing time. He's staying with him as Sean Walton gets loose off of turn 4, pardon me. As the battle continues on. Cars in the wall yet again in the backstretch. A lot of people just kind of taking liberties coming through that corner. Right here is a battle for 3rd. Colin Bollinger is hunting down Simon Lidmark in the 51. Hunting now going to the inside, trying to get by this number 51 car. He gets to the bottom. Oh, close close quarters racing between these two for third. More cars just pounding the wall there on the exit of turn 2. We're getting that point in this race with business. Oh, Sean Walton! Sean Walton, does he save it? Yes, he does! Oh my goodness, Sean Walton, what a save! Contact with both of the Coke Zero cars, and somehow, how on earth does Sean Walton save this car? Man, what a save by Walton. It drops him from 5th place, just about 6th place, I believe, all the way back to 16th. But again, it's better to be in 16th with a car intact than in, 25th or 22nd with a damaged race car. Kudos to Walton for that save. That was a heck of a drive to save that car. Now a battle of the Tims. Lynn got by Smart. And then back up ahead in this field, just kind of getting back to that point we were at in the first stage. Where the field just kind of spreading itself out, kind of accordion-like, we hit the point where we close everything together on the restart, and now we just start to spread back out a little bit. Everybody starts to get single file line, and then we'll start to close back in, like you see the field doing right now, where they're closing back in on each other. It's going to be a continuous back and forth, like you're playing an accordion. And that's what this track does. You have the runs, as they get towards the middle of the run, the field starts to spread out a little bit. They start getting single file rather than side by side. And then once you hit that point, they close back in on each other. Tires start to wear, they close back in on each other. They get tighter again, and then they battle again. You kind of see it with the battles, like we see with Harry Lidward and Colin Bollinger. I said, back and forth, apart, together. Just been constantly happening here for these drivers. As we continue monitoring this situation, I'm going to give myself some entertainment here. I'm going to jump in and listen in to Enrique Cucalon and Jeffrey Armstead, their team communications. You will not hear them on the stream. I will not do that to them, put them on the spot. I'll let them keep their thoughts to themselves. But I'm just jumping in here for some hearing of my own, to hear these two talk to each other. You will not hear them on the broadcast. I will hear them, but I'm not going to talk over them to give them the focus they need. Just some battling happening here. Jamie Bruce battling with Matt Morrison. This is for, that's 13th place for the 6 car and the 70 car as they make their way down the backstretch, heading back for turn number 3. Got Harry Limark, Colin Bolger once again starting to set up to do battle, and then of course Cucalon is in 6th, Jeffrey Armistead is in 7th, just behind them. See Kukulon and Armistead side by side here for 6th place. 14 thought about it, peeked out, gets back in line behind him. As they head back into turn 1. And something I'm noticing up ahead, the battle for the lead closing back in a little bit. Smallwood has been fast the past couple laps, then Nathan Scott. He has been closing in on this number 61 car. And it's going to be close, I think, when it gets down to the thick of it. The 19 car getting closer and closer, bigger in the mirror for Nathan Scott as they make their way through 3 and 4. See that big gap filling between the rest of the field and the top 2. They're way back here, 2 seconds ahead of 3rd place, Simon Lindmark. Colin Bollinger putting pressure on Harry Lindmark. Oh, Armistead catching the wall there in the background as well. But now Scott's starting to put a lot... Man, he just started capping that 19 car quick. That did not take long for him to start putting distance between himself and Smallwood. I don't know if he was laying back or if he just had the 19 have an issue. But just as quick as Smallwood was closing, Scott is opening the gap back up. You see quickly, it's gone to a 0.6 of a second gap for Scott over Smallwood. Oh, Enrique Kukulon way down on the apron there off of turn 4. Is getting ready to go back and see the battle between Dane Cruz and Shane Haar as they battle for 12th place. Cruz on the inside of the 7 machine, trying to make a run, at least to try to recover to a top 10. He's had a very down night as Kukulon again having issues. Now side by side with Hines. Haar in the wall in the background. That's going to give Cruz the spot. Kukulon trying to hang on to him in the bottom lane as he's getting passed by Hines and Lotz. What was a top 5 run at one point is starting to fade away for Kukulon. I regret saying anything about how good he was doing tonight because, man, I just jinxed him with the mother of all jinxes. Now you see Cruz on the inside trying to get by the 27 Aaron Stanton. He will do so successfully. And now lining up behind Colton Morgan to see if he can make a charge for the top 10 once again. See if he can push forward again. And the battle, the back and forth. Smallwood was gaining again on the 61. Now losing time once more. As we head back to these battles back here. Dane Cruz on the back bumper of Hunty Colton Ward. Enrique just up ahead. They make their way off of turn 4. Another little bubble there for Kukulon. This time by, we've gone 26 laps on these tires. Kukulon again, another bobble. Here comes Ward to the inside, finally going to take advantage of this run he gets from the 22 having an issue. Dane Cruz trying to follow. But that's the thing about this all is just, it's, the longer this run goes on these tires, the harder it gets to manage them. And you've still got almost 50 laps to go in this race. There's still such a long way in this race left. It is still... It's going to be very tedious on these drivers to make sure they hit their marks, keep hitting their marks, and just be ready when they need to pit to get to the end of this race. I don't imagine we're going to pit twice. I don't believe we will. It'd be kind of pointless to pit twice. And then we're going to pit one more time, and we'll pit at about, maybe lap 110-ish. Will get us close to a 40-ish lap run on each set. I think that's what we're looking at. I think that's what we're looking at for these drivers. And I could be wrong, but I think it's where we're at. As you see, Hines and Cruz and Ward battling. There's a car down on the apron ahead. That's Shane O'Neill getting out of harm's way. As here comes Cruz going to the inside of Corbin Hines for 8th place. This 70 machine is on a mission marching forward. He has been outpacked after an incident early in this race pushed him to the back of the field. He is now climbing sky high. 8th place, the highest he's been all night tonight in this number 70 car. He's looking for more. Pardon me. As once again, the ebb and flow in this battle for the race lead, it has just been a back and forth affair for two drivers. Scott pulling away, then Smallwood cutting back in, then Smallwood, losing time again. It's just, there's no really telling who's going to do what. Top two really just separating themselves from the field, as the rest of the field really separating themselves from each other. Kukulon and Haar battling for 12th place. Here comes the 35, 67. That's Sean Walton coming up behind these two as well. There you see another car pulling off to the side, I believe. That is Tim Miller getting out of harm's way, number 42 car for the race leaders. Ooh, another slide off turn 4 for Shane Haar. He gathers it back up pretty quickly. Only falls back to 15th, but he is still back in it here. Battle heating up for 9th place, pardon me, as it's Corbin Hines against Colton Ward. These two battling out for position. Got Lotz and Armstead about to battle here for 6th place. With just 52 laps to go. 51 actually this time, pardon me. Now 50 to go. Field is getting ready to hit that point. Maybe in the next 8 laps, I think we'll get to that perfect medium of, actually 7 to be exact, would be the perfect point to make it a halfway split. So we're going to see pit stops coming up here soon if we don't get a caution beforehand. About another 7, maybe 6 laps to go now until we get to that point. where we will be at a perfect down the middle split in this rest of this race to make it on the one stop. So that's what we're getting ready to likely see, is some drivers making their way to pit road here shortly to make their final, hopefully, final stop of the night. So Nathan Scott holding a half a second lead over second place car, Isaac Smallwood. Of course, we've talked about that points battle, the championship battle in the divisions that exist here in the Sofa Racing League. And of course, the elite division, the leader in points is Isaac Smallwood. He is up pretty good over Simon Lindmark and Colin Bollinger with the stage win and the pole position. He's gotten most points so far. He won't get the most laps led. That'll probably go to Nathan Scott if he can hold on the rest of this race. And if Scott wins, it's at least more points he can add over Smallwood to try to cut the gap a little bit. But I think he's going to really need a problem from the driver of the 19 to really be able to do it. You know, to be able to close this gap for the points lead, especially even for Lindmark, Bollinger, and Armistead, they're going to need this 19 to have a problem. If not tonight, in the next 3 races after this. They really need Smallwood to have bad races to be able to capitalize. And Scott is the one that desperately needs it. He can go out and win every race the rest of this season, but it's still a deep hole he has to dig out of for missing at least 3 races more than the rest of these guys have. So the fastest lap on track last time by belonged to Nathan Scott. He'll set another lap in the line this time. It goes to Smallwood, who was the fastest car on track the last time. Now it's actually Simon Lindmark fastest on track. Battle happening here. 6th place, 5th place on back to about 8th place. 4-car battle here. Colin Bollinger, Jeffrey Armistead, Andrew Lotz, and Dane Cruz. Dane Cruz is having a heck of a drive. Get back to the front of this field. Here comes Armistead down to the inside for 5th place. He dives it down to the inside lane, trying to get by Bollinger. They got a lap car up ahead on the outside wall. It's going to help Armistead. If Miller, he dives in to get out of the way, but Armistead will clear for the 5th place spot anyways. Armistead to 5th. Bollinger now has Lotz and Cruz on his back bumper. And there's somebody that I've noticed that's been really fast these last couple laps besides our race leaders. It has been the driver of the 70. He's turning into the cruise missile here near the end of this race. He'll dive it to the inside, sending it into turn 3, sliding up in front of Andrew Lotz. And he takes 7th place. Now, setting his sights on Colin Bollinger up ahead to see if he can't get by the 53 car and move to 6th. And like I said, we're about that point where if you're going to pit again, this is the time to do it. You've got 41 laps to go. You've been out there for 44 laps. I would expect to see pit stops coming up here soon, I would think, for tires. And I think we got our first taker, or no, just spinning on the backstairs almost, is Shane Haar in the 7. You got to wonder when these guys are maybe going to start trying to come to pit road. If we're pitting again, now is the time to do it to make it a perfect split. But I guess the field wants the idea of running longer. I don't know if they can make it, though. So as we're coming up this time by 40 laps to go, I think the belief is just going to be having the fresher tires at the end of this race is what you want to have in this field right now. You don't want to have the older tires. You want to have the newer tires. So you don't want to pit early. You want to pit at the very end. You want to run this car out of fuel pretty much, it seems like, before you come down pit lane. That's what I'm understanding, at least, from the drivers, is you don't want to pit now. You want to wait as long as you can before you pit. We'll see how it pays off. it could very well be the strategy to win the race. We'll see, but fifth place battle underway. Dane Cruz on the back bumper of the 14 machine trying to go for that top 5 position. Lote's trying to get by Colin Bollinger. Does that, Dane Cruz just sits on the back bumper of Jeffrey Armistead, stalking his prey. Car having issues. Shane O'Neill is slow. Matt Morrison had a bobble as well on the back front stretch. Pardon me. Cruz is putting pressure on Armistead. Gotta wonder if he didn't have the incident earlier on in this race to spin out and drop him to the back of this field. Cruz could have very well played a factor in this race. Started 21st, all the way up to 5th place now. Had to spin earlier. He has been a man on a mission here tonight, you know. And you want to talk about like a driver of the day kind of thing. If you had a driver to pick out for today, you may pick out one of the leaders. You may pick out Scott. You may pick out Smallwood. This would be my pick, Dane Cruz. The recovery he's had after the spin earlier, just the ability to fight back through that after starting 21st, not good in qualifying. You come out into the race, you get spun early in the race, sent to the back of the field to come back and now run top 5 at Darlington, making moves to get to 5th place at Darlington. It's incredible. It's a fantastic drive. It's an absolutely fantastic drive. So, expecting drivers to pit shortly. There's no way they stay out any longer, really. Here's one first pitters coming in. Matt Morrison comes down pit lane and mentioned it is a treacherous pit lane to get onto. You have to mind your P's and Q's coming down to pit road. Because if you don't, you're going to see the end. And we got our first member of the top 10 pitting. It's Colin Bollinger in the 53. He comes to pit road, and he is on for his stop. So here we go. Pit stop cycles starting to happen in this race. We're going to see drivers coming to pit road, coming for fuel, coming for a set of tires, more importantly, to get to the end of this race. We'll see how it affects them. Tim Lynn is on pit road now in the 5 machine. As we continue to watch, Nathan Scott almost had an incident with a lapper there. That, I believe, is the one of Tim Smart coming off the wall just about. Almost hit Nathan Scott there through turn 4. Andrew Lotes comes to pit lane now. Smart gets out of the way. Nearly a disaster scenario for Nathan Scott, and also would have been a disaster for anybody on pit road because they would have been sent to the back of the line when they got back to green. Being a lap down right now would shuffle them out of it, so bit of luck on their side and nothing happened. Sean Walton, Aaron Stanton coming down pit lane. Now we got leader coming in, or second place, pardon me. Isaac Smallwood is on pit lane, one of the top 2. He comes to pit road. He's going to pit before Scott does. We'll see if the undercut is the strategy here for Smallwood to try to win this race over Nathan Scott, trying to deny the drive for 5. Scott coming into turns 3 and 4. He is slowing down, coming down to pit lane. This time is Nathan Scott. Got to get to pit lane without any issue. He does. And Simon Limark going to bring it as well. So is Harry Limark. He's going to miss pit road, I think. I don't think he hit the commitment line. Armistead stayed out, as did Dane Cruz. So Cruz is your race leader. Armistead stayed out. Colton Ward came down pit road. Corbin Hines, I believe, as well came down pit lane. Indeed, he did. Enrique Cucalon stayed out, so the majority of the field pitting here on this lap. We have a black flag. It's Simon Lindmark in the 51. He's going to serve a penalty here. That's going to end his night. And now Dane Cruz, after leading a lap, will come to pit road. Jeffrey Armistead now takes over the race lead. Nathan Scott getting his service done on pit lane. He'll peel off, and we'll look for Smallwood, who is way back of that number 61 car. Scott coming up to speed on the apron now. Smallwood coming through turns 1 and 2. Watching Scott coming off of pit lane, and you're going to see right there he's going to have a big gap over Isaac Smallwood. 1.2 seconds now. He doubled the gap he had before over that number 19 machine. And so now we'll see what happens. So Jeffrey Armistead is on pit lane. Enrique Cucalon still out of the racetrack, has not yet come to pit road. We'll see when the 22 decides to come down. As Armistead now is second place, he'll shuffle back behind the field as the leaders come through turns 1 and 2. Enrique Cucalon is your race leader. He still has to pit, and after that, it'll cycle through. So with that, Scott will cycle back to second. Smallwood to third. Armistead, as he rolls off pit lane, he's going to drop back to about maybe 8th or 9th place. Cucalon is going to be coming down pit road this time, I believe, which will put us through the cycle. Armistead will roll off pit road. He'll be 9th place as of right now. So he'll have a chance to climb back through the field. Dane Cruz trying to fight with Colin Bollinger for 7th place, which will turn into 6th place with Cucalon pitting. So with the pit cycle complete, Cucalon is on pit road. Scott will reassume the race lead with a bit of a bigger gap over Smallwood than he had entering pit road. We'll see how the fresh tires fare for these drivers as they make their way around trying to finish this one off. So let's see how things shake out for the rest of this race. Scott is pulling away from Isaac Smallwood. Almost 9/10 of a second is the gap. Meanwhile, the battle for 5th, Dane Cruz is closing in on Andrew Lotz for that position. I don't think he's going to get any further than top 5 status for Dane. He is going to be, if he makes this pass, about 3.5 seconds behind Harry Lindmark in the 43. We need to caution a bunch the field back up to have a shot at that one if he can get it, but coming around this time, it should be 24 laps to go, I believe, this time by. So as you see Scott approaching lap traffic, that's Daniel Ray in the 13. Oh, Ray wanted to go bottom. Scott was in the bottom. Ray hits the wall. He's riding the wall outside of Scott. That cost Scott a little bit of time, but not a lot. Coming around this time, make that about 22 laps to go in this race. Sean Walton closing in on Matt Morrison for what'll be 12th place. A good start to the night, 2nd place for Sean Walton, but it's just not really gone his way. He's been trying to rebound, but every time he tried to rebound, something else would take him out of it. And so he has been fighting to just try to have a good finish here in tonight's race. So we watch Dane Cruz right now in 5th place, got by Andrew Lotes, and he's starting to carve into that gap he has behind Harry Limmark. We'll have to see how quickly he can get into it, though, if he can really make the moves to get there. So Scott leads. Smallwood is in 2nd. Kind of cut some time last time by, and is just kind of keeping close. Not letting him get away. 3rd place, way far back, is Simon Lindmark. He had a black flag on pit entry. I guess it got cleared by the admins afterwards. I'm not too sure what happened there. But he is still 3rd. Harry Lindmark, his brother, is in 4th. Dane Cruz is in 5th, trying to cut into that gap. So 3.3 seconds the gap between 4th and 5th place. Smallwood's still not really going away. He'll hit the wall next at 2. But he's not really losing a ton of time. He's staying consistent with the leader, but that's not what he needs. He needs consistently gaining rather than consistently staying. But he's not able to get that rolling the way he needs to. Scott is just so good here. Just so good at this track. So next time by should be 15 laps to go. The way things sit now, Nathan Scott is holding a pretty wheel and is keeping consistent pace to stay at the same distance from Smallwood, not letting Smallwood gain, which is all he really needs. So we have 14 to go, presented by Ballard Diecast on eBay. It is 14 laps left at the Lady in Black, the track Too Tough to Tame, Darlington Raceway. With just 14 laps left in this race, coming to 13 to go, your race leader, Nathan Scott. He's won the last 2 races at this racetrack, back in Season 8 and Season 9. And those are both in 2 different cars. Back in Season 8, we ran in the Xfinity car, or the Truck Series in Season 8. Season 9, we went to the Xfinity cars. This season, we're in the next-gen cars. So all 3 different series of cars have been run in the last 3 seasons. Scott is 2 for 2 so far, and he's looking to go 3 for 3 if he picks up the win tonight. And on top of that, not just 3 in a row at the track, but he's looking for 5 straight wins in this season. He has won the past 4 races. He's looking for number 5 tonight if he can close it out in these last 12 laps. But the issue is Smallwood is starting to find a little more pace. Smallwood has gained a little bit more incrementally, but he needs it more than that. He needs more than just what he's gaining if he wants a shot at this win. You see Smallwood immediately lost that time back. I think he caught the wall through 1 and 2. And with 10 laps to go, he's going to have to really start making swings. With an 0.8 of a second gap, he has to cut a tenth about every lap to be able to have a shot to win this race. Last time by, he was slower. Slight gains to 1 and 2. That's the thing. Smallwood is on this edge. Smallwood is right there on the edge. If he can just not hit the wall, he's got the speed through 1 and 2. 3 and 4 is where he loses a little more time, but 1 and 2, this 19 is bad fast. He just needs to nail the corner. He needs to not put it in the wall. And if he can do that consistently, he can run down the 61 car. Another factor in play, lap traffic up ahead could easily be a decider in this race. You can just see, look at how quick, the time he cuts down, entering turn 3, he cuts down a little more, and he's trying to close in. He just needs to get that run off of turn 4 that he's not finding. He's just not getting what he needs off turn 4, and that's going to do him in this race. Lap car up ahead of Nathan Scott. That's the one of Tim Smart. And you see the gap growing again. 0.9 of a second now. There for a split second. Smallwood, I think, got the wall yet again. With 7 laps to go, as this battle is coming pretty much to a close. Dane Cruz is cutting about 2 seconds behind Harry Limmark, but he's not going to catch the 43 machine for that spot. Got a battle for 6th place Colin Bollinger to the inside of Andrew Lotes. He is going to get by the 31 machine to pick up another spot. So Colin Bollinger, another position and some more points going in his favor over the 31 car here tonight. Not far behind them is Jeffrey Armistead, looking to close in and see if he can't get 7th place away from Lotes. Looking to keep this streak of top 10, this impressive run of top 10s going in the 14 machine. 11 starts this season. He's got 9 top 10s so far. Looking to go in the double digits tonight after having a pretty impressive run in the back half of the top 10 all night long. Now, up ahead of the race leader, coming to 5 laps to go. Multiple lapped cars. Multiple cars that are off the lead lap right now. You see this gaggle of traffic that he's about to hit with 5 laps to go. This could be the thing that Smallwood needs to try and make this a battle for the win. It feels like we're hyping it up. It feels like we're hyping up nothing. This feels like a nothing ever happens kind of moment. But if any of these drivers have any issues like Shane Hart just had right ahead of Scott, it could be the deciding factor that gets Smallwood in this race for the win. And you can see the gap, the difference. Scott's trying to tippy-toe. He has to get on the brakes there as Szymanski gets loose ahead of him. 4 to go. 6/10, under now 6/10. Oh my goodness, Smallwood is sitting with all he's got. But is he out of time? Smallwood driving the wheels off this thing with 4 laps to go. Lap traffic playing a factor a little bit there, but it may not be enough. It may just be too little too late. 3 more in Darlington. Smallwood charging the entries in 1 and 2. He just needs a mistake by Scott. He needs a mistake by lap traffic, or he needs the run of a lifetime in these last 2 laps. Oh, Kukulon gets the wall up ahead. I think Spomo might have buried it in the wall again. That might be all she wrote for this race. Unless something happens ahead of Nathan Scott. Solid trying with all he can to make these charges through the corners, but he's running out of time. Last lap here at Darlington. Mark Phillips going to get out of the way. It's exactly what Nathan Scott wanted. He just needs these lap cars to hold it straight for one final set of corners, and he will have 5 consecutive wins in this season. It has been a strong surge these past 5 races for Nathan Scott, and he'll continue the streak at 5. Nathan Scott wins at Darlington. What a race from Nathan Scott. It seemed like Smallwood was going to be the dominant car, but the Clean Air prevailed for the 61 car. He got off pit road first. And he takes home his 5th checkered flag this season, his 5th checkered flag in a row. And his 3rd Darlington win in a row. So he's going to come to the front stretch, and he's going to burn it down. Five straight wins for the driver of the 61. He's making it interesting, this battle for the championship. But the issue is the guy he's battling is the guy that's finishing 2nd behind him, well ahead of him in points. So as he continues to burn it down, we'll take a look at your finishing results tonight. It is Scott with 5 in a row over Isaac Smallwood. Harry Lamarck comes home in 3rd. Simon Lamarck dropping back to 4th at the end there. Dane Cruz, hard charge at the end. He'll come home 5th for his efforts. What a drive for that 70 team tonight. Colin Bollinger comes home in 6th place with Andrew Lotes back in 7th. Jeffrey Armisen finishes tonight's race in 8th with Colton Ward in 9th and Aaron Stanton rounding out the top 10. So it was Hines, Walton, Lynn, Morrison, Kukulon, the top 15. The last car is on the lead lap. Then it was Szymanski, Smart, Har, Miller, O'Neill, the top 20. And then after that, pretty much the DNFs from here on out. Stephen Thornton, Daniel Ray, Mark Phillips, Randy Payne. After the incident earlier, Ben Lindley as well. Tyler Watermolen and Frank Sims. All those drivers failed to finish tonight's race. So it sounds like we're going to have to get a hold of our podium finishers. We'll start with our 3rd place finisher tonight, that being Harry Lamarck. Kieran. I feel like I'm being punked. I could be being punked. So I have Simon Mark in the booth with me. Uh, I'm guessing we'll go back and see if just anything goofy happened here on the last lap. So I got Simon here. Simon, I don't know what happened if you finished third or what, but
I got passed by Harry. He full throttled it in 3 and 4 and stuck it to the
ah,
wall and passed me.
I see. See, the things you don't catch, you don't have a second commentator with you. Point to be made. But anyway, so Simon, you'll be third here tonight. You come home with a podium run. What was that race like for you behind the wheel of 51 team?
Um, bye bye tires. Harry was faster than me at the end of that stint, so I understand he's trying everything. Just tried the wrong thing, and Isaac of BK just absolutely walked away with it. I think I had the wrong steering ratio or steering pinion set up on this thing because my right fronts were cooked. Um, so I think I was taking some weird lines in that first run, going way below the yellow line or the white line into turn one. It seemed to work okay, and I was able to, catch up to the guys. And then I didn't do that on the second stage. And then, yeah, I wonder if that was part of the problem. I'm such a bottom feeder, and I didn't do that, so probably out of my comfort zone, not as fast.
Yeah, well, you were able to at least get out of your comfort zone, but still get a third place run out of it. What is that like for you? Just trying to keep in contention for this championship battle. You're not far off of Smallwood, but Smallwood finishing ahead of you again. Just not, it's not losing a ton of points. You're still optimizing as many points as you can get out of this.
I mean, look, Isaac keeps having these fantastic finishes, and he puts himself in great spots in qualifying and stage. I'm not the best qualifier, and I tend to usually super save, as you guys see on the broadcast. So stage points aren't really a thing for me anymore either, especially with only the top 5 or 6 getting stage points now. So I'm really only relying on good finishes, and we've had a lot of good finishes here recently. Except for last week at Michigan, we I think ended up like 17th or something like that. Bit of a stinker that race. Um, but yeah, I mean, it's really just gonna have to take Isaac to either miss 2 races or 3 races or something, and or have absolute stinkers of races if I have a chance at it. Because if he keeps up this consistency, he's just gonna keep running away with it like he is.
Well, we'll see how it all shakes out. Hopefully, you can get yourself some luck on your side to have a shot at it. But we'll leave it be to fate to decide what happens. But still, good run tonight. Third place finish for you tonight, Simon. Teammate, sponsor, shout outs. What got it done for you?
Yeah, shout out to my stupid teammate and brother Harry for locking in that third place finish for me. I mean, he was close enough. If he wanted to send it on the inside, he might have been able to do something, but I mean, he ruined it for himself. So thanks, bro, for that extra couple points. Appreciate it.
Alrighty, that is Simon Limark, your third place finisher tonight here at Darlington. Congrats on the third place run, Simon.
Thank you.
And now we will see if we can catch up with our second place finisher, that being the driver of the 19, Isaac Smallwood. Isaac, you got a copy, buddy?
Yeah, what's going on?
Alrighty, well, you didn't get the win tonight. You started on the pole position. You led a lot of laps early. You lost the lead on pit road. Never got it back, but still, bigger picture, second place finish, all the points you scored tonight with the stage win as well. You're in a really good spot to lock up this championship here soon if you keep making these races and keep running well. How is it feeling for you just, having a race like tonight where, you maybe didn't get what you exactly wanted, but it's still paying off at the end?
Yeah, bigger picture. If we can get a championship, that's great. But I feel like this race here kind of slipped away from me. Should have won it. But yeah, like you said, bigger picture, and that's what we're shooting for.
Absolutely, Isaac. But you started on the pole tonight, and you led the most laps. You led all the laps to the stage. You led a bunch after the stage too. Just was it the clean air? Was that the big picture? Was it mainly that was clean air tonight was the key, or was it just maybe a fact that you just weren't able to get the runs you needed to get there at the end?
Yeah, you took the words right out of my mouth. Clean air. Whenever I was out front, that was great. About lap 30, I started to pull away. Obviously, stage one, you saw that. I tried to make something happen whenever I got behind BK or Nathan Scott, but I just couldn't do it because clean air is king. But yeah, we're looking forward to next week.
Yeah, absolutely. Talking about the schedule lineup the rest of this season, we've got a variety of tracks. Really, you got Chicagoland, North Wilkesboro, and Charlotte. Just what are you feeling like with these last three races left? Three very different tracks and how they race. Going into this now, your points leader, you're gonna get a bit of a bigger gap now over Lindmark and everybody else. Just getting ready to go and make this last push to go for what I think is going to be your, I don't know how many championships as you get ready here for these next three races.
Yeah, it's different tracks, but yeah, obviously you want to be out front. But if I can just stay within a 15 to 20 point window of Nathan Scott and Simon, a couple point window with Simon, and I think we'll be okay. Bring home championship number 4, but obviously you got to finish those races. So main key is finish, and if we can, pull out a win or two. If not, just try to stay as close as I can to the competition.
Well, alrighty, Isaac, the second place run for you here tonight for winning the pole and the stage. Teammates, sponsors, shoutouts, what got it done for you?
Yeah, everybody at Team Illusion, all the hard work that we do and you for putting on this broadcast. I'd like to go back and watch it, and T-Bone for giving us a place to race. I think that's about it. Well, we're looking forward to seeing y'all next week.
Well, alrighty, that is Isaac Smallwood, your second place finisher here tonight from Darlington. Congrats on the second place run, Isaac.
Thank you.
And now we'll see if we can catch up with our race winner tonight. And I believe we've got him now. Hey, Nathan Scott, it's Dawson out of the booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Alrighty, well, it is another week, another win. You are on an absolute tear here this season. 5 straight wins. It's also your third in a row at Darlington. I guess the first question is, what is it about this track that you were just so good at to be able to just constantly find victory lane?
I believe it's just that I have pretty good racecraft when it comes to this track because, early on I'll always kind of be a little slower, and then as the night comes around, I kind of just minimize my mistakes, and that's, I think, where I have the edge on other people, is that they'll start to make mistakes as the race gets longer and longer, where I'm able to not make as many mistakes and kind of keep consistent, so that, if I get towards the front and I'm consistent, I'm not unbeatable, but it's going to be pretty hard to beat me in that case.
Absolutely, Nathan. You kind of proved it tonight. You qualified, I think, 5th place. You didn't qualify up in the top. You didn't qualify up on the pole position or anything. You had to fight for positions there in the early goings of the stages, but the pit stop, you got on pit road good. You got off and just barely beat Smallwood to the line there. What was that thought process then, that race off of pit road there that ultimately wound up being for the win?
Well, yeah, that won me the race pretty much. I knew after that first run, I was kind of struggling in traffic, and Isaac had driven away about 3 seconds, and I was like, man, he's just super fast. So the only way I'm really going to beat him is throw dirty air on the nose of the 19 and get in front of him. And we were able to get it in pit road. It was like not flawless, but it was pretty near perfect to get the lead. And after that, it's just don't mess up, because if you do and he gets the lead back, he's gone. I wasn't quite blazing fast to pull away from the 19, but I was able to just keep him at bay the whole time. And pit road was really strong, so that's him and I pretty much gapped the field by about 7 seconds just after pit stops, because I mean, we nailed pit road, and that pretty much wins you races at Darlington if you don't make mistakes. So just being consistent and clean air.
Well, the consistency and the clean air were in your favor tonight. You were able to get the win. But the other thing, too, 5 wins in a row. Most we've seen was the 4 in a row that Smallwood had before. You tied it with your career best now 4 in a row. Now it's 5 in a row. How does that feel? 5 straight races in a row, taking home a checkered flag.
I mean, it's just insane. It's momentum based, and you can't let little things like dirty air get on your nerves and whatnot. Even though it's pretty frustrating when you do get in traffic, but you have to fight it out, and that's why these races are longer. And you know, it's a test of endurance, really. It's the longer the races go, the better I get. So when I can get my track position towards the end of a race, I pretty much learned a lot, and I put it to the test almost every time, and that's what's been able to keep me out front. So it's definitely not easy. I've had to win these races in all types of different ways, but that's racing. It's dynamic, and that's what makes it fun.
Absolutely. And the last question I got for you here, Nathan. With these 5 wins, it's really propelling you up the standings despite missing multiple races this season. You are still mathematically eligible to win the title despite missing 3 races compared to everyone else in the field. What is the thoughts now on that? You still have a shot to win this title. It's going to take a little bit of help now with Smallwood still having these good runs, but having a shot still, how does that feel?
I mean, I think it's just too far gone, unfortunately. Ever since I've been in college, it's been pretty hard to run a full season just because my concerts typically end on Thursdays. So, uh, it's the story of my sofa racing career. Like it's just, I run really good and then I can't make the championship race. I run really good and I make a mistake when I do get a championship potential run, and it's just it's tough. I missed a lot of races, and I'm gonna miss the last race, unfortunately. So, I mean, it's just at this point, what's it got to give? But I mean, it's a damn shame. But winning races is still good feeling. Obviously, you want to win and compete. I know that I'm consistent, so it's just, yeah. I mean, I kind of riding the high of the wins because the championship just seems a bit out of reach at this point.
Well, even if that's the case, it's still win city for you here tonight in Darlington. 3 in a row at the track, 5 in a row this season. Teammate sponsor shoutouts. What got it done for you?
BetMGM and my teammates on Team Air Lane. I appreciate you broadcasting this. I get to look back at least 4 of those wins, so it's pretty neat. Yeah, and thanks to T-Bone, I've been in this league for about almost 4 years now. So, I mean, it's fun to be able to race the same guys every week. So, thanks to T-Bone for having a place to race.
Alrighty, he is your race winner tonight. 5 trips to victory lane in a row this season for Nathan Scott. Congrats on the win again, Nathan.
Thank you.
And so that'll do it from us here tonight at Darlington Raceway. The field has come to the checkered flag. The race is now over. The field clears off the grid. The fans are emptying the stands and everything of that sort. So we want to thank you for tuning in. I thought it was I won't lie when I say it was pretty boring at the start. It was one of those races that was a slow burn. It had to build up. It had to keep building and get to that longer run. And once you get into a longer run at Darlington, it really shines. And you saw that here tonight. The longer the run went during the first stage, the better it got. And then also, too, that back half of this race where we went green to the end, it was phenomenal. I had a lot of fun watching. I had a lot of fun broadcasting it. Of course, we had a close battle there at the end. Smallwood was making it a challenge, and the lap traffic was helping him, but in the end, no match for Nathan Scott. Undeniably, in his quest for that 5th in a row, he gets it. He gets 3 in a row at the track, 5 in a row this season. What a fantastic run it's been for Scott. But like he mentions, it might be too little too late for the championship for that number 61 team. So that does it for us here tonight at Darlington. Next Tuesday night, we pick the action back up here on BRN as we head to Rockingham for race number 2 of Season 16 of the Slide Job Racing League. Don't miss out. It's going to be a fun one there. Short track racing in the Xfinity cars this upcoming Tuesday night. Tune in for that 9 p.m. Eastern here on BRN. Wednesday night, it's the NASCAR Cessna Cup Series kicking off their chase for the championship. They're heading to Nashville to start things off, down in Music City to race and start their quest for a championship. A 5-race chase lies in wait for the drivers that made the top 12 in points. And then, of course, the Silver Race League next week, we head to Chicagoland for 150 laps of action. Again, same time, same place, BRN, 9 p.m. Eastern Time. Thank you so much to everybody for coming out here and racing tonight. Thank you so much to everybody who tuned in for the broadcast. And thank you to everybody who works here with me on BRN, like Enrique Cucalan, like Randy Payne, like Ryan Bogey, and other names that I may be forgetting. Thank you guys so much as always for tuning in and watching. This is Dawson Allen signing off saying so long. Have a great rest of your night.